What it do? What it do? What's popping? It's the undeniable, the reliable, the one and only Trigger Trey Knight. And even though the Lakers didn't make it, I'm not gonna congratulate the Celtics on their NBA championship win. But since somebody want to gloat, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to my boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
that's
what Blackout Jones. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, Doc Rivers is trash. And I will say this: since the Celtics have won the championship, Doc Rivers can't live in 2008 anymore.
And this is your boy, repping the world champion Boston Celtics, baby, Mr. 211. Remember, that is my drink of choice, not my weight. But I'm working in gold, baby. Do you see me?
Boo.
I just want to get that out there one time for the one time. Look at the boy.
Yo. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Carlito the Cannon.
Cannon.
Oh, that was a nice one. One half of the double dose of knowledge, one quarter of the illustrious iconics, and 66 and 2/3 of the Carolina Wrestling Cartel. And you listening to Beyond the Bell. Fellas, first of all, this guy right here, you lucky you on tonight, because if you start that Boston crap tonight, I promise you, like, we gonna let you live.
That's all I wanted to do. I had my moment. That's all I wanted to do.
You see, I was off camera for it. I did not want to be a part of
That's
it.
all right.
Ron, you a man's man, because I wasn't about to sit. I wasn't about to sit next to this. Like, at least he's up under you. He's next to me.
I was about to go dark humor.
Y'all don't let me have nothing.
Scorpion.
Nah, you know what, Don? And I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. So it's weird.
A series.
You know what though? It's weird because people always ask me, and we're gonna talk sports for a minute because we got a lot to talk about, man. We've been gone from y'all for a while, but we back. We ain't like we never left, but we gonna be back for a while.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
First off, yeah, the Celtics won the title.
We did it.
People always ask me who's my number one sports team or where such and such is, and for me, it's the Lakers. And I know this because anytime we're in the Final Four and it's Duke and Carolina in the Final Four, or at Elite Eight at least, I'll still root for Carolina to make it just so they can bring the title back to the ACC. With Dallas, I'm not rooting for nobody in the NFC East. I'm not. Well, you know what? I'll take that back. If an NFC East team makes it to the Super Bowl, I'll say bring the title back. But with y'all, there is not a thing on this planet that will make me root for the Boston Celtics to ever win anything in life at all. I am happy. I'm happy for Jason Tatum, fellow Duke grad, or not grad, but fellow Duke player. I'm happy for Drew Holiday because after leaving Milwaukee, I thought his career was probably going to be, he was still going to be, but I'm happy he got one. I'm happy for Al Horford.
Be happy for me.
Nah.
No, it's personal. Like, we boys, I love you, but it's personal. I can't be happy. I celebrate your wins and everything in life. Promotions, kids, girlfriends, all that. I will celebrate everything you do except for that shit on your head. Excuse me.
I'll leave this hat on the whole shit.
Oh God.
I ain't gonna do it.
I put it on fire while it's on top of your head.
I hope so. Now, side note, before we get into all of the amazing world that is professional wrestling.
Wait a minute, hold on. Go ahead.
This nigga said, hold up. Go ahead. Like,
look. I got to do this. Hold on. I got to do this. I know we're talking about, the NBA, and I know we're talking about football, but I know this is not on nobody's radar, but I'm a Tennessee Volunteer. Through and through.
You be saying that out loud too, bro.
Through and through, yes. Which means my Tennessee Vols baseball team are the national
champions. Okay. Listen, I don't have the soundboard on me today, but we'll clap it up for.
It's whatever. 16.
You know what? You know what though? No, you know what though? It's baseball, and it's crazy because we had that stretch where Carolina was going crazy in baseball.
Yeah.
So it's an SEC thing, baby. That's all. It's an SEC thing. See, and that's how I hate the Celtics, because I don't mind. You know what? Shout out to the Tennessee Volunteers for bringing back a national championship to the SEC.
They volunteered to bring it back.
Yeah, they volunteered to bring it back, and they finished their job. Congratulations to the Vols.
But as a Sixers fan, yeah, as you can see,
bless your heart.
Hey, hold on, wait. We're not gonna bless his heart yet, because if they get PG,
bless his heart.
PG Maxey and Embiid is something serious, because that replaces the albatross that was Tobias Harris. Like,
he's a thief. He's stealing money.
I mean, y'all paid him.
Y'all allowed it.
Y'all paid him.
Yeah.
whatever.
But
PG,
before we get into
PG.
everything that needs to be talked about, we're gonna get into what deserves to be talked about, and that is this guy over here in the corner, Big Trigger Trey tying the knot. Yes. The homie is now a married podcast host. We're gonna toss one up.
He got one.
Boy, he got him one. Look, he's married now. Beautiful ceremony. Blessed to be a part of that, man. Him and the lady came down flexing like only the knights can.
He came out with that.
How's married life treating you, brother?
It's going great, wonderful, sensational.
Got a little Terramana and blueberry simply in this right here. That is a combo.
I mean, shoot, if we just letting it out, I guess this episode is going to be rated M.
Hey man, look, since WWE going to Netflix and us censoring it, bro, we taking the chains off, bro. Turn up.
Hey, we in there. Well, since we taking the chains off, I guess Dijak had to take the chains off as well. He suspected if leaking information to the dirt sheets.
Dog, help me understand how there is no way that it's not true with how they just didn't even bother to resign him, right?
Right. I would hope, like I would say this: if WWE obviously has people everywhere, so obviously if it's coming from a trusted source, yeah, I got receipts. If it's receipts, yeah, it's no way he can return. It's no way he can do anything because the CM Punk situation is different.
It's different.
But when you leak information,
you're actually leaking information. That's the crazy thing, because it's like I don't see how it's not true with the amount of talent this guy. Because for a while, and I love Wesley, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but for me, Dijak was the MVP of NXT. That man put on banger after banger after banger after banger. He showed up for every takeover that they needed him to show up for. Even his weekly matches, he was out there going to work. He was an Iron Man for them.
Fact.
So when he got the call up, I was like, I understand it, but where does he fit in the roster? And then we just got nothing. I was like, something's wrong. I didn't know what. I'm not saying I knew he was going to get released, but I'm like, with his size, his age, his experience, he has got an NXT
chip. He could have got a chip while he was down there before he would have came up.
And that's what he was saying before he got called up. He said in his interview with I can't remember who he was with, but he said that he was supposed to be booked to go after the NXT championship after this. Like after this last stretch before he got called up, he was supposed to go after it. And I'm just like, okay, Mariah may beat Saraya. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay.
Now.
Oh yeah, we watched 0 Hour, everybody. AEW Open Window or whatever it's called is
Forbidden
tonight.
Door.
Yeah. That's
look. I know they're doing what they're doing, but I'm not gonna continue to disrespect either.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not my fault. I forgot that it wasn't called the partially open pantry. Like,
but is the door truly forbidden?
It's not forbidden. You can't have a show. So, and I don't mean to cut you off, Black, but you can't have a show every year named Forbidden Door when the company that you're working with main championship is featured on your. What's forbidden about it?
I agree with that. It's not
what I mean? Like that's why I'm picking on.
And it's not as special anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was a one-off. That's probably better.
If they would change it to, if this would have been World's End, I'd have been
or
fine.
Wide Open Door.
Or Dynasty or something. Like change the name because what about it is forbidden.
We could have did this in Japan.
Right.
So are we never gonna do a Forbidden Door in Japan? Like
never.
You know what I mean? That could have been a Japan pay-per-view,
The blackout door.
Yeah.
Something.
But back to Dijak. With that information coming out, and if it is true, what does that do for him?
Oh, he goes
with other companies now. Are other companies going to bag off of him now?
I don't think so.
I don't think he goes to a main company anytime soon. But he's perfect for GCW. They don't have anything they don't have anything that's worth like leaking. Not in a bad way. They don't have anything that's worth leaking. They don't nothing like that. He's gonna have to go somewhere and rebuild his trust in the circle of professional wrestling with promoters. Because
does AEW have anything that's worth leaking though?
No.
So
no, but you know what though? I think them signing him hurts them and his name more than them bringing him in, because then it's like, oh, well, you just signed him just because of the controversy, like not even because
we need to work on what we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't want any more. I don't want any new friends. We need to work on with the friends that we have now.
Y'all gonna get some new friends. Y'all gonna get some new friends.
I want to say this about Dijak real quick. If it's true that he was weak and stuff, it's sad for me because, like we all know, he was great at what he does. Mm-hmm. I thought this was a go make your stock more, make us
come back.
Yeah,
make
us
Drew McIntyre.
But if what they saying is true, he didn't mess that all up.
But my thing on that is, I don't even think he needed to go even make his stock more, because he was already growing his stock while he was there.
Which is why I'm saying when he got caught up and I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what, but like, because he already had a stock. But you know what though, and I'm gonna be honest with you though, you know what he could have done though? He could have went on that Lance Archer New Japan run and come back like Drew McIntyre.
Right.
Like he could, there is something he could have done, but you're right, Ron. He didn't need to, because his stock was already made in NXT.
And he was trending. People on social media recognize that. Him on X, like him being involved and people giving him praise. Like he was getting praise. And ain't like, oh no, Dijak sucked. Everybody said that he was the MVP. You think Oba was the MVP of the match? No, Dijak was the MVP of the match at Stand and Deliver.
And then and that's when you started getting the old Keith Lee matches pulled back out.
Right.
And it's crazy because a lot of people don't even remember. And Ron, I think I know you have you with 2K with me, so you'll probably remember. Mm-hmm. But remember when he was featured in the My Rise story in 2K, and they were like, well, why didn't they unlock him? So he tweeted out the 2K, and it started a whole trend about getting him unlocked as a character in the video game. And 2K actually went back and made him playable in the video game. Like he had a solid fan base. His body of work was from NXT guys, and if I'm wrong, y'all correct me. I don't think anybody in the last since 2.0 had a better body of work of matches in NXT than him.
No, you're right.
Nah, I mean
Carmelo.
I would say out of Carmelo
and Ilya.
Yeah, Carmelo and Ilya.
So you know what though? And shout out to Black Wrestling Podcast, BRP 50 out. Y'all go check that out. Me and we had a real deep conversation at Ashe 4. Shout out to Darius Lockhart. Shout out to Ashe 4.
Mystico, excuse me.
Okay, and when he said it, it hit me. But I was like, minus the Melo matches. Is Ilya without those Melo matches?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so?
He was already solidified, but I think
the Walter stuff. But for people that never watched UK, for people that didn't watch UK, because that's what happened with 2.0. They tried to make it developmental. For people that didn't watch UK, that watch UK and only watch NXT, without those series of Melo matches, like is Ilya still?
I think that
because Earl said he was good. Earl said he's a good hand, and I was like, because outside of the Melo matches, what are his best? And that match with Dijak, but outside, I mean, and I guess the way he was explaining, which makes sense to me, is like when we have those Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson and AJ Styles opponent matches, who can't have a good match against Carmelo Hayes and Dijak?
I mean, that's true. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, no disrespect to Ilya, and when he said it. So now I need for Ilya to get on the main roster and turn up. Like I need for him to go crazy now, because when he said it, if you take out the Melo matches,
everybody can't have a good match with Ilya though.
The trick match was.
Everybody can't have a good match with Ilya though, because
absolutely no, you absolutely right.
He was a different breed.
You absolutely right.
Like your example, Trick.
I mean, but Ron, and y'all know it, and I've stuck with this, and it pisses people off. And I said it at Ashe, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm not that big of a Trick fan. Trick don't have good matches.
He don't.
The match with Ethan Page.
Well, he's very green. He's still green.
And that's not a knock against him. That's like Sting's first year.
Right.
Sting didn't have a good match till 87.
He has to loosen.
The Ric Flair.
The Ric Flair. That was his first
the champions.
Great match.
That was his break. That was his coming out party.
That
Trick
was his
called the
coming
wave.
out party.
I ain't mad at him, but Trick caught the wave.
Trick caught the wave.
It was just like, hey, we just still developmental. We gonna let you rock.
But the thing is, as a champion, you can't be too green because now you got people looking at you from a standpoint. You're getting featured with the young OG. The young OG wrestles better than him. And I mean, if we being realistic as a champion wise,
go hard.
The young OG could take that chip up off of him at Heat Wave.
At Heat Wave.
But is it gonna happen? No,
Shawn
because
Spears,
he's on a
better wrestler, which
right.
makes sense. But you know
Ethan
what? Though,
Page, better wrestler.
But I look at it like this for Trick. It would not be as bad of him being the champion and still being his green, because we've had, and I'm in Black. When I say this, you're gonna see exactly what I'm saying. We've had a champion this green before, and it happened during a very bad downtime in WWE when Diesel was champion. This is the same thing that's happening with Trick right now. I mean, the matches ain't that good.
He's very stiff.
He's stiff. Black out of my line. You remember that Diesel run?
Are we talking about the run where
after he beat Backlund?
When he beat Backlund, right? Yeah.
Two dudes with attitude.
Until Brett got him in the ring, Diesel's run was mid. And that's what Trick is at. But I look at it like this for Trick. It would be easier to no diddy, swallow if, and I couldn't think of another, it'd be easier to digest. There we go.
No,
it'd be easier to digest if his run didn't come after Melo and Ilya's runs. That's the hard part for him. You following two good champions.
In their footsteps.
And then you throw Braun in there too. You're following behind 3 good NXT champions.
But see, I think the main thing with Trick's run is gonna go off of working with smaller guys to make him look good. If he goes against Obi, it's a wrap. If he goes against Obi, it's a wrap.
Bro, Obafemi is gonna, and we're gonna talk about him in a second. Let's stay on Trick. Let's stay on Trick for a second. Trick needs to get with a Kane, a Taker, even a Baron Corbin, because Baron Corbin did exactly what I just said. He worked with Kane. Trick needs to get with those guys and learn how to move like a big man that has athleticism. Because right now he's wrestling like he's smaller than he is. That's why a lot of his stuff doesn't come off the way. Because I ain't gonna lie, that Trick shot.
Oh, I thought it was called the Trick knee.
Look,
no, it's Trick.
I think
the trick shot is better.
The announcer calls it the Trick shot, so I'm gonna call it the Trick shot. But Trick knee, I don't know.
My name is Clay. I'm gonna call it Clay.
I think Trick's reign was really supposed to be Wes Lee's.
Ooh.
I don't think Wesley would get it back, bro.
If he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
So wait, Trigger. Is this the Mustafa Ali conundrum now?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Mustafa Ali. Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, Black. You know what? I never thought about that, bro.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hold on. Where we at? Time 21. We'll have to clip that. I'm gonna have to clip that. That's a big, because that's a big statement that makes sense. With that run that West was on, and then him dropping the.
Yeah.
So you know what though? You know what? It's crazy. But it's crazy though. I can see it, but also the way they had been building Trick and Melo alongside of what was happening. I could see that being a possibility, but I don't know, because it's like it made sense for Trick to be next with the ovations he was getting, the position on the card,
the wave that he was.
The wave, like his wave came and it was like, oh, like you could. It was one of those things where we always say, sometimes predictability in wrestling is a good thing. You saw that he was going to be a next up guy.
And we got to look at it too, even with you making that statement.
That though, Black. I really love that though.
How does that even transfer? Like, this man hasn't even touched the main roster, and it transferred over onto a Friday Night SmackDown in Miami.
Yeah. I thought it was in Memphis.
No, it was in Miami.
It's just catchy is what it is. As soon as
people I thought they was in Memphis when he saved Melo.
No, it was Miami.
That was in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I swear I thought they was in Memphis.
And my thing is, you create that buzz. Like, don't get me wrong, Wes has buzz, but he doesn't have that buzz that's going to transfer over to the main roster.
The main roster.
And that's a sad thing, because I really do love Wes's.
Is that why they let Ricochet go though? Is he going to be the next Ricochet?
Potentially.
Is he? Are they going to bring him up and let him take Ricochet's spot? Like, I mean,
it's amazing how the main roster crowd really doesn't follow NXT. That's my opinion.
No,
you're right.
Don't.
And it's crazy. And it's and all the advertisement you get,
they get it all,
and you still don't go watch it.
They don't.
I don't understand it, because when Ilya showed up, it was like, who's this guy?
And that's what pisses me off so much. It's like, because we know who he is.
Yeah.
But like, we got to look at the fans that we're dealing with, though. Guys and gals that's not going to go the extra mile to look at anything besides Raw and SmackDown, because those are the A and B shows.
No, but how is that when NXT, let's put it like this, when I compare it to AEW, how is that when NXT is advertised just as much as Raw and SmackDown compared to Dark and Rampage and whatever else?
To be fair, we are a victim of too much wrestling.
Yeah, because everybody said, I'm not watching all that.
I'm not like so. You know what? And shout out to Jobber Tears. When I talked to Janelle, like she solidified her stance. She'll watch NXT weekly.
Yeah.
She might not watch Raw. She might not watch SmackDown all the time. Like, that's me. I'm gonna watch NXT. I'm gonna watch SmackDown. I'm gonna watch Raw if I can. If I can't, thank you, Lord, for giving us Hulu that takes away the commercials, because that 3 hours is a lot. We gotta watch Dynamite. We gotta try and watch Collision. Gotta watch TNA now, because
you gotta do it.
Because the cross.
Well,
I've been watching. Y'all know I'm gonna watch TNA because I love Josh Alexander. Regardless, I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch TNA period, because all you got to do is say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, dog. And we gotta since we on NXT, we gotta talk about Joe Hendry showing up. But the main roster crowd doesn't follow, because we have a lot of wrestling. You got New Japan Strong.
Yeah.
You got MLW. You got NWA.
I've been on that MLW lately.
There's so much wrestling. It is crazy, because remember we used to ask for times like this. We used to be like, man, I wish there was more. And now we have it, and now it's like.
But you gotta look at it too. It's too much.
Watch what you ask for.
It's too much, because you want to watch other sports too. Shoot, you got football. How are you going to juggle wrestling and football? How are you going to juggle wrestling and basketball?
It's baseball season right now, so.
Shoot, this is the best time. This is the best time in the world for wrestling fans.
Yeah.
There's no basketball, no football. Now the Olympics.
Technically into the Olympics. Yeah. I'm a big Olympic person. I love watching the Olympics.
Yeah.
But you know what? Okay, question. I was about to say, what? So when you watch wrestling, when you watch the Olympics, what do you watch?
I watch track and field. I watch actual wrestling, basketball. The Americans the USA just got their tail whipped in football. I just don't understand how they just.
How did we lose to China in tackle football?
Man, because they had Mallet Creek out there.
Wait, tackle football is an Olympic sport now?
Yes, and we lost to Japan.
Yeah.
Did they have players from the NFL in it?
Because I didn't even know that it was a thing.
Yeah, I'm right now years old learning this.
But you know what though, and that's the crazy thing. Ain't no NFL player going out there to go play, because what happens? They get hurt.
Especially with summer camp coming up.
Summer camp, OTAs. So what do they got? You know what? All they got to do is just go to the XFL. Well, the USFL, and go grab, or what is it, the UFL now?
UFL now.
UFL. Go grab the cats from the UFL. Well, even then, though, still, because their contracts are structured different than the NFL. Because you get your guarantee, but you don't get your whole. But it's like, that's crazy. Actually, you know what? I used to love swimming. I fell off of swimming once. Michael.
Yeah, I watched swimming.
Diving.
Once Michael Phelps retired, it was.
I love. It's crazy because I don't even know if they still do it. I used to watch fencing when it was an Olympic sport. I thought that was kind of entertaining.
And then gymnastics. In the morning, you ain't watching
it. Yeah, see, and that's the thing now. Even the Olympics is too much. There's so much going on. Yeah. Why is there Olympic stuff happening at 2:30 in the morning?
Because they in France,
in Paris. 5 hours.
Then the stuff is on all day, and then they'll put I remember one time one of our games came on at 11 o'clock at night. I was like, well, I'll watch the highlights because I'm not watching basketball. I mean, we do that now with the NBA, and I'd be tired.
And I mean, even with that, it's just like I said, it's getting rougher and rougher because it's so we're in so much of a media age that we have too much media, and as podcasters, it does become a lot. It becomes overbearing because you have to look at. If you're not looking at everything, you have to look at almost everything, or try to catch back up, or try to look at a little tidbit of this to get an inference to create a conversation that's going to be meaningful to the public. I mean, to draw them in.
We started too late. We should have started this podcast like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because one, everybody has a podcast now, number one. But number two, there's so much to digest now. That's like, even if we split it up and it's like, I'll watch NXT and SmackDown. Ron, you watch Raw and you watch TNA. Blackout, you watch both AEW shows. TJ, you watch MLW and New Japan Force. And we try and split it up like that. The conversation becomes disheveled because everybody's not watching the same thing. We can't have an open line of communication about stuff because we're not all watching the same thing. There's too much.
I ain't got access to.
That's what I'm saying. There's too much. There really is too much. But that's also another thing. We're talking to other podcasters when you get out and you go to some of these shows. Nobody understands what we go through except those that are in the same thing that we're doing. They don't realize how hard it is to have all the content that we have. We need to keep out to stay relevant and still have a family life. Our brother just got married. Like, we had to take time off of that. He had a lot of stuff to finish up doing. We had the bachelor party. We had a lot of stuff to do. Like, there's a lot that goes into this. People have kids. Both of them. Hey, happy belated Father's Day to you, Trigger. I don't think I told you happy Father's Day. And it crossed my mind, like, not last night, I think it was the night before. Last night, I was like, he's a father. Like, happy belated Father's Day, bro. Like,
appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it.
Black, I told your punk ass, shut up.
No, appreciate it again.
But like, there's a lot of life, and now Brody's done. I'm next up. My wedding's in 118 days. I got a little less than 4 months left now.
And from standpoint, I don't have none of that. I'm a single man. No kids, no girlfriend, no nothing. I'm not watching what I don't have access to because I don't feel like doing all that extra work just to watch wrestling. I can find it on YouTube or
YouTube highlights.
But I'm just like, no. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. I got access to most of it. But Thursday night, nothing comes on. And then what do we do on Thursday night?
We shoot.
So wrestling's still in my life.
Which is why we shoot. And I ain't gonna hold you. Do I love TNA? Yes, but that's why I picked Thursday nights as a night to try and shoot too, though, because it's like, if we're watching it, we're watching it. If not, we're not. It's okay.
Yeah. Right.
And I'd like to watch TNA, but it ain't on my TV, and I'm not paying them $10 for it.
But you know what though, T? And you know what? You made a very valid point by saying that you're not gonna go out of your way to try to watch it. If it and this is not a knock to any promotion, this is not a knock to any talent. If it was worth going out of the way to watch, you would.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not a knock. It's just there's a lot that it's like, I'm okay missing this match. I'm okay with it. It's just
because you're gonna hear about it anyway.
You're gonna hear, and that's why we swapped up. And for everybody that's watching now, I don't think, and I mean, I know y'all noticed, but that's why we switched up the formula to the pod now. We don't do a heavy recap every episode now because we realized y'all are watching the same things we're watching.
Right.
This we really want to open up the dialogue and the conversation between us because that's what y'all are coming to see. Y'all coming to see us in our element, but we don't have to have a formulaic dialogue and we got to talk about this point. Y'all watch the same thing we watch. Now there's a lot of stuff that we're gonna chop. We're gonna chop it up about over this next hour and some change where that needed to be talked about because this Judgment Day story. Is important, but not as important as the Wyatt 6 debut. But also, there is a major debut that just took place last week that knocked the wrestling world on its, and that is the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, debuting on SmackDown.
Hey, and he weighing in a slim, trim, buff, cut, rip, chiseled, and jacked.
Dog, go ahead, Thesaurus. That's what I'm talking about, my brother.
That's a human synonym machine.
I'm telling you, I'm beyond proud of the weight loss.
Yes.
Because it didn't look bad.
Yeah.
No.
But the fact that you put in that kind of work to be an elevated version of what you already were, bro, I'm gonna give a toast to the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu from Beyond the Bell. We got nothing but love for you, Oos. Congratulations on being where you belong and deserve to be, man, because you are absolutely a main roster, main event level superstar. Y'all have heard us say it. If you ain't watched the interview, go watch the interview. We talk about that, man, like we do for a reason. If you ain't never seen a Jacob Fatu match, I pray Triple H let that man go off the way Jacob Fatu goes off. Cause
it can't be. He got to be unleashed.
He got to be unleashed. And the fact that my man had the #2 selling T-shirt on Shop.
Oh, it shot up to 1.
Really?
It shot up. Did it shoot up to 1? Yeah, TJ. He shot up to 1.
I think so.
I just saw it for the first time today.
Goodness.
It's crazy.
That's why. Like, think about that, bro. Your debut, you got. And it's crazy because we were worried about them coming in and changing his name, changing his appeal. When Corey said, "You know who that is? It's Jacob Fatu," we were like,
I was like, "Oh, snap! They didn't change his name."
That Caesar Sequoia was supposed to be him.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be him. I actually would be okay if they switched Solo's name to that though.
Caesar Sequoia.
Caesar being a ruler, and I'm fine with that. If they make him Caesar Sequoia, I'm fine with that. But no, changing Jacob Fatu.
Like, oh, my real first name's Caesar.
But no, seriously, like I'm good with that being not just his character, but being who he is, because people are gonna see him outside. They're gonna search for him. I hate when they have to go through and like search, Javon Edwards, and then you find Jay Malachi. They're like, well, wait, I typed in, because if they don't follow you in the indie, they don't know who you are. I love them letting him, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Him coming in, if they do it the way they do it, we should get the version of how we were supposed to get Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Like, remember when Joe came and they let him keep his name and he went to NXT and he kind of, but it wasn't Joe. Yeah. Joe. If they unleash Jacob Fatu, it should be like that.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a sight to see and behold. My man came in and took out not only Kevin Owens, not only Randy Orton, but the undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes.
That's not a statement. I don't know what else is.
I mean, bro, like,
man, that's our guy. That's our guy.
That's our guy.
That's our guy. And
like, that's the best friend to the show right now.
Really?
Seriously. Shout out, because we've met him on multiple occasions now, and he always show love, but he always remembers.
Right.
Well, that's the best part about it. Like, and not even it's just when it's natural, but when it's organic and it's real recognize real.
Yeah.
Right.
And he knows when we come through, he also knows we're actually fans of his work. Like, like I told him when we did the interview, Ric Flair's last match was not gonna be going to. Yeah. We wasn't going. Then we seen that Josh Alexander and Jacob Fatu. Was like, hold on now, wait a minute. We're going. There was other matches too. Not saying
it was.
Yeah.
But when I seen that, and I was like, wait, Walking Weapons and Werewolf,
freaking house down.
And it was crazy because he was 30, 40 pounds heavier and moving like he still moves now.
Yeah. That's now, oh my God.
That splash through the announcer table.
I know it hurt him too, but he played it off very well.
He played it off well.
Yeah.
He did. I'm very interested in seeing what they do next with him. God, Black, you have been a God supporter for as long as as long as I've known you. You have rocked with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa since I've known you, bro. How do you feel about them being main roster? Not saying that we're gonna go to NXT, but how do you feel about them being in WWE after all these years? And do you feel like it came too late, or are you thinking that timing is perfect now? Like, how do you feel about them, bro?
Timing is perfect now, and the reason why I say it's perfect now, not in the case of Tonga Loa though.
Okay.
More in the case of Tama Tonga, because let's not forget, him and Roman were going at it on Twitter and whatever else social media there is.
I hope they bring that up. They got somebody got to research
like the chop shop like to say, long what's it called? Long term booking. Long term booking.
LTB, fam.
And
LTB.
How great is that Tama Tonga is with the new version of Bloodline, which is going to basically bring out Roman Reigns, which you already had beef with.
Right.
Like, it makes sense. I do like his run so far in WWE. I'm glad, he doesn't have to talk much. He doesn't have to say much. I never really looked at him as a great talker, though.
Right.
Yeah.
The only time he talked,
I never looked at him as a great talker.
Who are you talking about, Black?
I'm talking about Tama Tonga.
He's a real talker. He's not great.
Yeah.
When he's he's one of those people that like his promos are like if he was talking to somebody and
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's who he is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But that's my guy. I mean, I met that guy, man, multiple times, man. Like I said, man, we chopped it up.
Shout out to Tom.
He did, the birthday, the Father's Day thing. You know what I'm saying? Had Haku in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he remembers me. He always remembered me, man. Every time I showed up, he was like, man, what's up, man? This, that, and the third. So it ain't really nothing. That's just my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for him. You know what I mean?
So with GOD, do we know we're gonna get the Uso feud? Like, is that something?
Yeah, we get GOD.
That's something, but is that something you're looking forward to? Or is that just something we're gonna get and you're like, okay?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna go ahead and just put it out there. You know what I was looking forward to more?
What?
I was looking forward to GOD versus you know who.
Not Grit.
Grit.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted Grit and man. When I say for the people out there that don't know. Like, I went to a lot of PWX shows, right? And I actually talked to the owner at the time. And I told him personally, D was there at Evolve. I told him personally, I need GOD versus Grit.
TJ Boss, and at the time, Montana Black, now Rayhan Entius.
That's what I wanted more than anything.
I'm sorry,
now,
TJ. I'm sorry, TJ Boss and the Cream Pie Poppy.
Yeah.
And
I mean, on 2 occasions, I talked to him at Evolve, and I also talked to him at a New Japan show in Nashville. And every time he just gave me this look. Every time he just gave me this look, like, hey, GOD schedule, and all that old stuff. Yeah, all right, whatever. But yeah, we're getting GOD and Usos. I mean, that's cool, but I really wanted that Grit and GOD. And the reason why I say that because I felt like that would have put, that would have boded well for Grit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I'm fine with the Uso match, but I think we missed the Uso version of that match we needed. Like the Uso penitentiary.
The penitentiary Uso, yeah.
We needed that Usos versus GOD. Like the fresh off of the feud with the New Day.
Yeah.
Talk your ish Usos. We needed though. I'm fine with the Bloodline Usos too. Don't get me wrong, because WrestleMania, the drip, that those are still that is still some of my favorite professional wrestling attire, period. But Uso penitentiary, Usos versus GOD would have been boy.
Don't get all rated R like your boy Xavier Woods.
Ooh.
I just watched it. I mean, what?
The battle? You just watched the battle?
Yeah, the battle. The battle.
Oh, you stupid! Oh no, you just watched. You just watched the home movies.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. So we're gonna take a sidebar. Do y'all remember when those dropped? Like how you felt?
The first day, I was like, "Oh my god, this is terrible!" Like, but it went on for like 2 weeks.
It was like nonstop, bro.
Yeah.
Put the camera down. Like, really?
It was like the precursor before you found out about like OnlyFans and all that. Like you were just like, sheesh, like you got a lot of. But I remember thinking, because I used to be one of those people that I used to try and help people understand to separate the talent from the personal life. Like they're still human beings.
Yeah.
But when you see those, you was just like,
my Lord.
I was just like, baby, put the camera down. Like,
put it down. Like, why do you have a camera everywhere you go?
You don't need that much documentation of your life. Like you don't. She had a camera like they was following her around for WWE 24. It was just like, hey, like, look, we get it. We really do.
I was just like, what?
Like,
part of you still don't believe it because you just like, and then other names started coming out. Victoria.
Right, yeah, I saw that.
We know. It's crazy, but okay.
I already said I'm single. I ain't got nobody out there ashamed of me.
Back on track. Because it was crazy because I just remember seeing them. We was just like I remember them getting passed around inboxes and stuff like, bro, can you believe? And we just like,
yeah,
nah, I can't believe it.
I can't believe
like
it.
The first time I was just like, oh. Second time I was just like, oh, okay. 15th
After that, it was just like,
all
right now, like stop now. Come on, care more about it. Especially the old women's NXT belt. Like that was a lot. No pun intended. But seriously though, I mean I brought it up earlier. I gotta come back to it now because he just popped up on my YouTube. Bro, Joe Hendry popping up in the Battle Royal on NXT. You know what? Before that, let's do it some justice. Let's do it some justice. Shout out to the NXT TNA WWE partnership right now. I love it. Was not expecting Jordynne Grace when she did it.
That was cool. I mean, really, the whole thing's been cool. Was that a run-in by Wifey?
That was a run-in by Wifey. Look, run-in, run-out.
Hey. She can close the door, though. That's going to irk me.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, there you go. There's something about open doors. When people leave doors open. They're like, close the door.
Hey, woman, you cooking tonight?
He's trying to get cussed out.
Hey, when his screen go dark, I don't want to hear nothing. I ain't calling nobody.
He's trying to get cussed out.
You heard
all
me?
I'm saying is if they unavailable, it's a long drive to Virginia. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying. I thought she had got it.
Hold on, let me try that. Hey, woman, you cooking?
You stupid.
I'm alone.
Oh
wait, no, we was talking about Joe Hendry. Let me say
we're talking about the whole TNA thing. Jordynne Grace coming in. I will say this: I did not like her getting an NXT Women's Championship shot. I didn't like that.
But you figured it was coming.
You knew it was coming because of who she was, but it was just kind of like that should have been a no contest match. But hey, that's neither here nor there.
She got tasked.
She
got tasked.
I saw that.
Yeah, she got tasked.
She did.
I saw that. I saw his response.
Yeah, she did. Dang. Wait, what's Taz say?
He said,
no. I trademarked.
Yeah. He said he made a living.
He
He said people have been using his name, and he said he just wouldn't feel right because he worked so hard for it. Blah blah this and that.
But he came out and responded to it though.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta take.
But I understand
because it did happen. Like I remember when he came out for that match, I was like, because I was still young enough to suspend the disbelief that he's ECW champion. He might. No, it wasn't even no. I love the match, but it just was like okay.
I don't think she should have got pinned like that.
I don't think she should have got pinned. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it should have been a no contest kind of finish or something,
or DQ or something.
Because that's my thing. I am all for the partnership, but I don't want NXT doing TNA how AEW did TNA.
Yeah,
I don't want that. Sending Tatum Paxley to TNA was weird because it was like y'all got our champion and we got Tatum Paxley. Okay, which was fine. Now we can get back to the important moment because he's loved in London, in Tokyo, and Mexico. Like, America, Scotland, Canada. Like, I believe in Joe Hendry.
Look, let me say something real quick. Joe Hendry invaded my social media before I knew who he was.
Before you knew who he was? Yep.
Right. And so I heard that doggone song so much that it annoyed me. I didn't want to see Joe Hendry. And then it came that fateful night. I was right back here making some food. And then that joint hit. And I turned around just like Joe Hendry do. I was just like, what?
And then the screen was shaking.
Wave your hands from side.
And I was like, they did the thing. They did the thing. Because as soon as you knew
I
they were
believe in Joe Hendry.
it was over.
It's crazy because the song is like 7 years old, bro.
Damn.
Like he made it in like 2018. So everybody for anybody watching that doesn't understand, Joe Hendry made a career off of making parody entrance songs for his opponents and his current rivals. But he's an actual artist. So he made that song in the video. So the video that we see when he does the turnaround and that's not the original. The original, he has this stoic. I almost dropped the R word. Oof, glad I didn't. This stoic / sped look where he's just like staring at the camera, just and it kind of became a meme. And that was who he was. But now you get it, and he's taking this character. He is arguably, I don't even think it's arguable. I think he's the most over person in TNA.
Yep.
They love that guy. They were singing the Joe Hendry song like 2 weeks before the Battle Royal.
Wow.
Like, yeah, they had already sung it on NXT before.
That's just like I said. When they announced or when TNA people started showing up, that's the one thing that they wanted. It was like, hey, we need Joe Hendry.
We need Joe Hendry. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Joe Hendry versus LA Knight on the mic would be phenomenal. Would love it. Love to see it. But hey, you know, that's fantasy booking. That's armchair booking.
Plus, my man came out there. He hit the. He had a moment when he got back to the hotel.
But it's crazy though, because it's like
hungry in the morning.
There weren't as many. There like are there was there the same amount of fans in? Yeah, he is hungry. He still eats like he's in the military, bro. He still eats like he's a Marine. It's a part of who he is. Don't judge my brother.
He eating that food like Major Payne.
Yeah.
No, that didn't.
Yeah, that didn't sound good. That sounded like a hawk tour.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ain't doing a hot tool over here.
Oh no.
I had to mention that. I had to, because Shorty is internet famous now. Like,
man, isn't she?
Her dad's
wild,
a pastor.
$5 worth of merchandise. My cousin got a shirt.
Did
Shout out
he?
to my cousin Raymond. It's his birthday today. What up, dog?
Happy birthday, bro.
Her dad's a pastor.
I don't give a damn.
And then she work at a preschool or something?
No, she's a bartender. But time out.
Okay.
Time out. They say them be the ones.
Them be the one.
Her father came out and said,
"Hey, look, mine got a ring. That's all I'm gonna say."
Hey, what they call them PKs. I dated a PK when I was 20 years old. Shout out, Adam. How you doing?
So I have a PGK.
Pastor's grandkid.
Yes, and her father's the pastor too. So she hits me with the double whammy. Literally.
Yeah, well.
Baby!
Tell her, give me some mac and cheese. No, she ain't talking to you no more for the rest of the night.
I know she didn't hear me. She's listening to something. She heard the baby just now. You know, had to. But no, the partnership is amazing. I hope we get more reciprocated on the TNA side.
Yeah,
like, I hope it ends up becoming a partnership. I actually would love a Worlds Collide pay-per-view. Think that would be phenomenal. Josh Alexander and Obafemi would slap.
Oh yeah.
That'd be a Haas fight.
Who is TNA World Champion right now?
Moose.
Oh, okay.
But Moose wants to go fight on the main roster.
He wants to go fight Drew and them again. Like, nobody wants to see you.
I'm sorry, I said 52. He's number 51.
He ain't even 51. He's like number 794. Since he don't want to be on the list, you know, Once again, shout out to the BRP.
Exactly.
Y'all go check that out. Carmelo Hayes, number 1. That, and I talked earlier about it. That was a surprise for me. I didn't think Melo would have won number 1 just because of his win-loss record last year. But Earl made a very valid point. He made the champion. He made Trick.
Yeah.
So
that heel run, that heel turn,
that heel turn was perfect. It's perfect. I look, you heard, because it's crazy because it was like I was gonna stop myself from saying it because I hate being this guy, but I have to say it. I do feel like it took too long. I feel like, bro, stop thumb up in. No. I feel like it came too long. Like because I don't want to be, because that's my one thing, bro. I try not to be one of those not underappreciative, but overly critical critical fan. Yeah, like I don't want to overly criticize everything.
But how many of these you gonna get at the end of each show? One of these like the little side-eye look, like
it's only so many looks you can give.
And then you go from like how many of them you gonna get at the end of each?
Because then they hug one time and then the camera zoomed in on his face. It's like, we know what you're alluding to.
Right.
Where is it?
The Roman look when Roman hugged him and he like, I'm like, come on now.
Shout out to the We Want Roman chants.
I mean, they literally went from we want Cody to we want Roman.
But fickle fans, man. Let's
fickle fans. Look, FFs. Y'all are FFs. Look,
is it that fickle though, or is Solo not doing it for him?
No.
Solo's doing it.
Yeah,
he said for them, and I will say there have been a few fans that I've talked to that just genuinely don't vibe with Solo, and they have a very good reason.
Well, because they didn't give him a chance to talk on the mic on the main roster.
No, what wins did he have last year?
Yeah,
that dude lost.
He did take
that dude took a lot of losses last year, bro.
Yeah,
but
and he was taking. And he was taking them in main events.
But we understood why.
But even still though, even though we understand it, that don't mean like, and y'all know me. I say this all the time. If I can't praise you for it, I'm not gonna punish you for it either. That's a lot of losses. No matter why, no matter the story, no matter where. Like if he was losing in openers or mid-card matches, cool. He was losing. He was doing exactly what Jey Uso is doing right now. Solo lost almost every main event match he was in last year.
Well, I gotta say this too. When it comes to that though, we gotta look at influence though. Solo's influence then versus Jay's now is totally too different. Now Jay losing, that's a problem to me. Solo losing, he's a major heel.
In the time of when he was losing, we were cool with it. But now it's hard for fans to say, y'all gave us this guy for a year, and now y'all expect me to think that he's this guy. I understand that. I can see that. I feel like that's fair.
But I think you're saying on the consensus of a fan basis, it's not respectable because he has more of a loss record than a win record.
Yeah,
and him
absolutely.
To be shown dominant in the way that he is, how can I get with that?
How can I get with it? And not even just that, but also you were shown losing to all the people that you're running through right now. Like, what's changed? Why are you able to? You know what I mean? Like, so I understand.
Huh? I said he started wearing suits.
And because
that's the reason why people don't like him, because his
boss is not there. Yeah, his suits are not fitted, but I think he is. I think with Solo,
he's the underboss. He's not the boss. He's the underboss. No.
But the fact that
he stacks.
The fact that people say, "Oh, I don't like the Bloodline story," I said it is just with how it is gone from now to where it has shot to. It is ridiculous. Like I said, at the end of the day, we know it was going to cool off a little bit. Like when fans get upset, fans got upset that the ratings fell off after Mania, it does all the time. It never stays at those high numbers. You had The Rock, you had Roman, you had Seth, you had Cody, you had all this superpower and superstars. And after that, what'd you expect? 2 million, 3 million a night? I mean, every episode? Come on, let's be realistic, y'all. Yeah. So where'd y'all think the Bloodline story was going to go after that? It was going to take a decline to rebuild, to change into what it is now.
You can't stay up here all the time.
Right.
You can't. But even though, and I made this point, again, shout out to Ashley for, I made this point when I was talking to Black Wrestle Podcast, and I let it be known. This is the longest stretch between Big 4 pay-per-views. I don't count Money in the Bank as a Big 5. I just don't. I feel like the match needs to go to WrestleMania and go away as a pay-per-view. But you have April to August. That's 4 months.
Right.
That is the longest stretch between Big 4 pay-per-views. It's gonna taper down because you have to have. You can't start your SummerSlam build in May.
Right.
Because by the time we get to August,
it's gonna be
the
drawn
steam
out.
is gone. It's
Right.
already burnt, it's burnt out. So that's where people have to really remember too, because it's like nobody can remember. Let me make sure I say this correctly, because I always go back to Batista. Because Batista's run after Mania 21 was what? 3 rematches against Triple H. 2 rematches against Triple H. Cena. Who was Cena's first opponent after WrestleMania 21? Okay, pause. Hold on. Here we go again. And I mentioned them because they won the titles at Mania. I only go off of people who win the title at Mania, because it's easy to take. Well, no, let me not say easy, because I don't mean it in terms of easy to keep it and retain it. But it's easy to continue a story when someone retains the title at Mania and then goes into something else. But if you win the world title at Mania, who was Roman's first story after he beat Triple H at WrestleMania 32?
I don't know.
This is how it happens. People remember your win at Mania when it's your first Mania world title win. Who was Seth's first story against after he won with the Authority?
Yeah.
Who was
Randy? Wasn't they beefing?
Was that his first story? We don't. That's what I'm saying.
But
That's the hard part about post-Mania. Vince McMahon used to say it, and I hate that they stopped saying it because it made sense. WrestleMania, where it all begins again. This is the new season. If you used to play the old SmackDown games, after WrestleMania, it was a new season.
Like that's the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals.
It's the next year.
It's the next year.
Even on those video games, the next season didn't even make sense.
No, exactly.
Because they focus so much on that one season. That season that starts you off, and then after that, it's kind of like, hey, you completed the first your first season. Now continue to play these other matches that makes absolutely no sense because we only had a season's worth of content to give you.
Yeah. No,
but I think the thing that I would say that's always going to be a problem is that there is no such thing as an off season in the WWE.
Okay, how would y'all feel about an off season though?
It couldn't happen.
I wouldn't like it. I'm so used to it.
Because then it was like, all right, well, how can you go so long without having to continue storylines? I mean, then you make it like, in a sense, it's going to be a TV show then, like how it is. Like, all right, well, on the next season of WWE Raw, what will Jey Uso do to Seth Rollins, whatever it goes from there. But like, I just don't think that wrestling is afforded that break because you have to be on go mode. Money has to be made, and it's in a sense kind of like how it was back in the circus. The circus didn't make money unless it was on the road, and you got to be on the road 24/7. You got to curate storylines 24/7. And
I did a decade as a truck driver. You ain't making no money. Look, them wheels ain't turning. You ain't earning. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I think that and I'm just putting AEW. That's why I think AEW's market isn't going to skyrocket like it is because they don't get on road.
Never. But you know what? What's crazy? And I say this, I feel like AEW will never get to where it gets because all of the wrestling fans that are watching wrestling right now are watching wrestling. We're not going to find another 2 or 3 million fans to watch wrestling. So all of the wrestling fans in the world that are wrestling fans are watching everything that they want to watch right now.
Right.
The average almost 7 million fans that WWE gets a week, those are the 7 million wrestling fans that want to watch WWE. Out of that 7 million, maybe 1 million of them maybe want to watch combined time of AEW.
Right.
Like we're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like it's not like we're gonna over this next year gonna get 3 or 4 brand new million wrestling fans and they're gonna start watching something. No. We're a very small but vocal and passionate niche group of people, though.
Right.
There may be like 10 million wrestling fans like in the country, and they're all gonna watch what they want to watch. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not to mention there's streaming. There's like, so for AEW just needs to focus on, and I said this when they started. I said this since they've been going. They need to focus on being the alternative. Stop trying to compete because you can't. You're too far behind the curve. That's like,
and you're dealing with a company that's been around for
decades.
Longer than everybody individually on this podcast has been alive.
Yeah.
And like, now AEW is the same age as your daughter, ain't it?
What, AEW?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just about, yeah.
So how are you like look at what we just said. Yeah. WWE is older than you, and AEW is the same age as your child.
And you got to base that off of information too. A company that came from territories at that.
Yeah. Had scopes of fans already across the entire country. You built something and left it in Florida for a while, and unfortunately for you, the pandemic hit, so you had to stay in Florida for a while. Like, you cannot be competition.
Right.
Did you beat NXT in the Wednesday Night War? Congratulations. Now y'all want to call it up. It was always development. NXT wasn't drawing millions of viewers weekly when it was black and gold.
No.
It was always development because we always called it what when you got to call up.
Because it was the alternative.
It was always AAA. Adam Cole and Undisputed Era were waiting to be called up. Velveteen, what did he have on his tights? Call me up, Vince. It was never the main roster. You're not gonna beat the main roster. It ain't happening.
Fun fact, neither of them got called out.
Bro, and that's the crazy thing. Think about it. No member of the Undisputed Era. he made no member.
No, I thought you were talking about Velveteen.
No, he ain't called up either. Look,
I know he did. That's what I was saying.
Man, like he look.
Velveteen called a couple people, but
think about this though, and like think about this when I say this. No member, not a single member of the Undisputed Era touched the main roster. Not a single one of them. You know how crazy that is to think, to believe?
Well, one was about to become a manager.
Look, that was the story. That was the story.
And then he did.
He did.
I mean, it might have been because he broke his foot all the pieces.
But he still became a manager, pimp. But that's like with TNA. TNA realized I'm just gonna mind my business. That's like
what happened to them.
But that's like when we have conversations. Let's stay out married for business. That's what this is right here. WWE is married and AEW is dating. Stop. You stop trying to compare. Stop. Stay out of it. Because you can't do what WWE does. You don't have the production. You don't have the budget. You don't tour. You don't do it the same way. TNA realized, and they was like, you know what? We're gonna do these 10,000 seat venues and only fill it to 8. But guess what? All 8 is gonna be filled.
And now they're
still trying to now they not and TNA go to 4,000 and 5,000 seat venues and they look like a packed house.
They're coming to South Carolina in a couple months.
I saw that they're going to Greenville, right? Or Charleston?
Either Greenville or Spartanburg, one or two.
Okay. Prime example now though, AEW is coming to Winston-Salem, and they're going to like a veterans hall. I'm like, that's probably your best bet because I'm gonna be honest with you. You were the only reason Revolution was packed out at Greensboro Coliseum is because we knew it was Sting's last match.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, I want to be at that.
But I think overall, as we continue to move into wrestling, is going to evolve. This Netflix deal is going to involve wrestling to where it never has been. I mean, I wouldn't say never has been, but it's going to be a different type of wrestling that we haven't experienced in years.
It's fair. No, it's fair for you to say wrestling has gone where it's never been because they've never had the numbers they have. They've never broken like they never have. Okay. And everybody says it's inflation. Well, if you would have charged tickets back then, what you're charging now, and people wanted to go, they still would have win. And they would have gone. So I mean, it is what it is. Like, yeah, they're breaking records, but it's because the content is good. Like, y'all remember when Paul Heyman said that the Bloodline story was in the bottom of the third, and people didn't believe him?
Yeah, right.
Do you believe him now?
Yeah. Do you believe it now?
We ain't even in the 7th inning stretch.
But that's the thing. I think we've been so spoon fed a lot when it came to stories of and I respect Vince for not always feeding to what the fans want. because it ain't about what the fans want sometimes. Like I said, at the end of the day, this is what I feel is best. Y'all mugs can be upset. Y'all can rage and anger and all this online. But at the end of the day, this is where I want the story to go. And I
watch
think
it or don't.
Huh?
Watch it or don't.
But like, facts. Either you're gonna watch it or you don't. And at the end of the day, one less, and we'll probably gain one more.
Exactly. For every one fan we'll lose because they don't like the story, we'll gain 3 that like a story and don't care about Emory.
Me and my friend Mark are gonna stop watching.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean? Like, that's have at it. I'm never watching WWE again. Okay.
That's kind of like with AEW. Like, I'm gonna still watch AEW now. I mean, now if it turns a new leaf and they get what they need to do, cool for it. I'm all for it because they decided to hire the writers. They decided to hire the people that needs to be there to run the show as it needs to be run as a wrestling show. Tony can't have his hand in everything, and I think he needs to realize that. And going forward, when it comes down to wrestling, we just want to see great stories. We want to see great matches. We want to see great contests between individuals. Like, we don't want some of these matches that's like, what are they wrestling each other for? I don't get it.
You mean this whole Forbidden Door card based just
pretty much
14, I'm sorry, but 13, 14 matches is a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand the criticisms of the 5-match pay-per-view with WWE, but they get time. And every match just about has a story. Like, I ain't just about every match has a story.
And it's not rushed.
It's not rushed.
And they get a chance to dive in. And because, I mean, if we're going to be realistic, let's be fair. At the end of the day, people were complaining that WWE had too many matches on their pay-per-views.
Yeah, they used to have them 7, 8, 9 match cards, and people wasn't getting time. The women would get 3 minutes, and then y'all mad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's it fickle. Speaking of stories, though, I don't think I've ever cared about Liv Morgan the way I do now.
Facts. Because her last run,
I am genuinely, oh yeah, that lap, man. You remember how we was at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, Liv Morgan? Nah, we just gonna see the profits. Yeah, it's all right. But now
Liv Morgan,
they unlocked something in her that's
it. Well, Rhea, but you know what though? I think it's also a case of Rhea being gone and us getting sucked into the story so we can care, so that when Rhea does come back.
Well, Rhea and Becky gone.
Yeah. I mean, y'all know I don't even
ain't nobody.
Well, I ain't gonna say that out loud, but y'all know. Look, I didn't even care.
Driving another Mack truck.
I didn't even care. I didn't even care that her wife came back. I mean, her husband came back. When he popped out, I didn't care.
I was just about to bite into my burger when that motherfucker came.
Hey, look, say it. I don't care because I just genuinely, I don't care about neither one of them. But I legitimately don't care about her. But she is gone, and now don't get me wrong. I'm not blind to her appeal. I'm not blind to her impact. I'm not blind to her place on the card. I just don't care because her matches are mid.
Who are you talking about?
Becky. I'm not blind to how over she is. She is huge. But if I gotta watch that middle rope leg drop again, it won't be too soon. But with Rhea being gone and the Judgment Day just kind of chugging along, because that's what
chugga.
I believe I can. I think I can. That's what they. That's where Judgment Day is right now. And that's not a knock against Damian because his world championship reign. But again, we're going into SummerSlam territory now. So let's see where they give him. I'm gonna hold judgment on his, no pun intended, but I'm gonna hold judgment on his run until I see how they book him going into SummerSlam.
I think they booked him pretty good so far.
As well as you can.
Yeah, he's not losing the step. I think he's been that champion that nobody thought he would be. Mm-hmm. I think each day, each match, each episode, he gets better. Mm-hmm. He still has to extend his range as far as him being that solo champion. We see the Finn turn coming. We see it coming. We see the.
I think he has to win Money in the Bank. I think he has to. Finn. I think Finn has to.
Jay getting that.
I'm gonna be so mad.
We gotta look at it now. Well, we already know Logan Paul's gonna cost LA Knight Money in the Bank.
Oh, big facts.
Because it's gonna set up Logan and LA
at SummerSlam, which I called back at the Rumble. Remember?
Yep.
But I know. I agree. I agree with you. I can see Jay winning it. I'm just ready for this Jay solo thing to be over. Like, am I enjoying it? Moderately now. It's cooled off for me.
Because it keeps
and like
moving?
I said, once I've done this live, once you do it live, it's over with. Like, because I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but if you've done it live, you know what they say and all that. So I'm not gonna do it. But I'll say this. If you give him Money in the Bank, it extends him too far out. Because it's like, if he wins Money in the Bank now, that means if going through past Mania next year, you still got to come back to another Jay solo push. And it's just like, what's the point of putting them back together for this Bloodline thing if y'all going to push him again solo again anyway?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if that's
I feel like
the
he
case,
should have already had a belt during this run.
and that's what I'm saying, because I'm going to be honest with you. There have been a lot of people who have skipped the mid-card title and gone straight to a world title. Jey Uso should not be one of them people.
I agree. It was like he should have had something by now.
Let's see. Brock, Sheamus.
Yeah, Brock ain't never held a belt that wasn't a world belt.
No, never.
Yeah.
Never. Brock, Sheamus. Who else? I'm trying. There's been others. Hogan never held a mid-card title.
Nope.
Taker.
Nope.
Well, he's held a mid-card belt, but it wasn't his first one.
Hardcore wasn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His first title. His first title.
No, I would get ready to say Ezekiel Jackson, but that's wrong.
No, he wasn't Intercontinental. Yeah, he wasn't world champ. I know there's one more. There's one more somewhere.
Somebody went straight to world.
Went straight to world. Because that's the crazy thing. Like, imagine skipping all the titles meant for you to show us that you're ready, and they just say, he's ready.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically it'd be Roman, but he was a tag champ.
Yeah.
But technically Roman counts in that as well. Like, but he was a tag, so I don't count him because he was a tag champ. But technically Roman. Jesus, these damn kids gonna fall through the floor, ain't it?
I can't think of it.
And I'm trying to think outside to another company.
First belt.
No,
yeah,
no. Savage. No, Savage was Intercontinental.
Yep. So it was Intercontinental. Ultimate Warrior was Intercontinental.
Andre.
Intercontinental.
No, Andre never won a championship.
Khali.
Yeah.
Yeah, Khali. Andre never won. Andre never won a championship.
Yeah, Andre never
won. He won the world belt technically.
No.
No.
They count that. Look it up.
No.
They count it.
Do they count it?
Man, that was bogus as hell, man. Come on.
Oh, dang. Y'all know what come on now? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut y'all off.
They count it.
What, the BET Awards?
Yeah.
I know, I'm serious. So somebody said that, and it was like, bro, if people don't buy Dynamite, if people don't buy Forbidden Door, they're gonna blame the BET Awards.
They are. They blame Juneteenth.
They blame Juneteenth and the Kendrick Pop Out tour.
Oh no, Kendrick Pop Out tour.
Dog, I understand something, bro. The camera angles, like this dude was in an anime, was crazy. But I'm gonna tell you, that wasn't the worst part for me. The worst part was the fireworks during the Wah. Like, he turned this into a whole WWE production spectacle.
He did.
I was like, this guy is wilding.
He did.
I don't know what y'all were talking about.
You didn't watch? Wait, you didn't watch the Pop Out tour?
No.
That joint was fire. It's on YouTube.
Kendrick performed Not Like Us 5 times in a row, and then played again. Oh yeah, 5 times in a row.
5 times.
And then at the end, just let the instrumental play as they were leaving the stage. But he stopped at the first. No, he's not. It was a whole 2.5. It was like almost 3 hours of a tour. But the first 2 times he sung it, he got to the A minor part, and then it just stopped. And the crowd hung and he held the A minor line, just held it. And then he did the Hotline Bling dance. It was a lot. I'm gonna send it to you, bro. And
here's the thing: I know of the beef battle or whatever you want to call it.
There wasn't no battle,
but I've never heard that song from start to finish. I've never heard any of it.
Oh wow! Oh god!
Oh, you haven't? Because you know what's even
performing tonight at the BET Awards.
Yeah.
When he put the Sweet Chin music in there, though.
We had Sweet Chin music, and I won't pass the ox.
That's like
that makes it wrestling related.
That's like he was Shawn Michaels and Drake is Bret Hart.
That makes it wrestling related. Sidebar real quick. I'm gonna run through some of this NBA free agency news real quick because there's been major developments.
I've been watching it.
Eric Gordon signed with the 76ers again.
Okay.
The Pistons gave Cade Cunningham.
Eric Gordon ain't never been with the Sixers.
I thought he was at one point.
No,
it was the Rockets. That was that Rockets stretch. My bad. That was the Rockets. Look, my bad. I know you sensitive about your team, bro.
Hold on, Shouty.
So hold the hell up.
Not hold on, Shouty. Where was I at? Okay. Cade Cunningham signed a rookie max extension, 5 years, $226 million.
What, for Detroit?
Yes.
Man,
Jeez.
Seriously?
Kentavious Caldwell Pope, KCP, signs a 3-year, $66 million deal with the Magic.
Okay.
Andre Drummond is going to the 76ers on a 2-year, $10 million deal. Kevin Love is going back to Miami on a 2-year deal. Kevin Love still plays.
Yeah,
he's back in Miami.
He about to be Udonis Haslem.
Yeah. Luke Cornett agreed on a 1-year deal to return to the Celtics. James Harden, 2 years, $70 million deal. Back to the Clippers.
Shut up.
2 years.
70
million.
Hold on. You said 70 million or 270 million?
No. 2 years, 70 million. Yeah. 35 a year still though.
Wasted
for real.
Yeah, wasted for real. The Warriors have waived Chris Paul and that $30 million player team option he had. That's $30 million. So that's good for him. If he would have stayed, but it had to have happened today. If he stayed on the roster today, it would have become fully guaranteed. So they had to waive him.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson is going to meet with the Dallas Mavericks, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James is willing to take a pay cut for Klay Thompson, and Klay Thompson is also willing to accept the $12.6 million mid-level extension to play in LA.
That's understandable.
Hold on. I mean, hey, listen, that's his dad. Listen, come play where your pops played at. Come play with Bron. Because that's what we need. We need shooting. Come on.
Out of the Mavericks and the Lakers would probably benefit most out of that.
Mavericks and Lakers benefit him the most. There's not enough rotation for him in the Clippers. I'm sorry. And the Clippers have waived Russell Westbrook.
Wow.
I thought he picked up his
I'm sorry. They're planning on waiving him and his $4 million option.
Okay.
What, for PG?
Planning on it.
For PG's
it has basically been announced that PG is not.
Well, he said he's going
Oh my goodness. We have a new update. Chris Paul to the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
That should have happened 3 years ago. I called that. That should have happened years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he should have been there with the end of pop. Yeah,
after he left the Clippers, he should have went
there. Okay, now him with Wemby, that's not bad. Yeah, and I don't know if anybody else saw it, but
is French.
Yeah.
I didn't know how you say it.
Wembanyama. You didn't know it was French? Yeah, he's from France.
I did not know that. I thought he was from.
And I don't know if anybody else saw it as well, but previously, DeJounte Murray is now a New Orleans Pelican.
New what?
He's a Pelican. So it's now DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Zion for the time being, because apparently Brandon Ingram is on the trade block and they are trying to get him traded before tomorrow.
I figured that was going to happen, especially with DeJounte Murray, because either they was going to have to get rid of Murray or they was going to get rid of Trae Young because they couldn't.
I still don't understand why they put them together. Like, that didn't make sense to me. They thought it was going to be Luka and Kyrie, and it's not.
No.
Paul is open to coming back to the Clippers, but they need to match his offer that he would get from.
No. 76ers are the front runner right now.
Yeah, they're the front runner right now. Like I said, him, Maxey, and Embiid. If Embiid can play 66 games,
you asking him a lot.
I know.
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, TJ, understand something. If PG go there, you're not getting another one of those.
If PG come here, I'm gonna be upset.
You can.
No, not to y'all. If he go to Philly, y'all not getting another one.
Oh yeah. I don't care. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be honest. Embiid will sit out. Embiid will sit out just until the playoffs.
So how many years did Jimmy have left on his contract? Because I know Jimmy possibly was looking at leaving
Jimmy.
Miami.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jimmy opted out. He had 2 years left on his deal. Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, because I know after that situation with Pat, I know he was looking to leave.
While we talk.
Yeah.
I'm not an X's and O's guy. Y'all know that.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
He had 2 years left.
I got mine.
You got yours. I'm not mad at it. I'm mad at it, but you got yours.
I'm gonna continue to root for him to the day I die.
They done got Kamala Harris.
If we lose, we lose. We lost.
But you got it. That's how I feel. Look, that's how I feel about 2020. I don't care if we done lost ever since. We got one this decade. We get one every decade. That's all I got.
Kamala Harris and Taraji P in a darn commercial together.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's black.
Paid for by Biden and Harris.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, real quick, can we talk about that?
No, we cannot.
Of a presidential
we cannot.
Presidential debate, because that was.
What mean that embarrassment?
That look. This
what was the worst part? No, sorry, bro. They said that man brain rebooted on stage, and I was just like, COVID. He said we defeated. He said we defeated.
Who was that? 'Cause I didn't watch it, but I heard about it.
Biden brain rebooted on stage, dog. So they was talking about it. They was trying to talk about the pandemic, and by the end of it, Biden was like, "And we defeated Medicaid." What?
No. So the funniest part is
don't you talk about it?
No, they were talking about when they had asked Trump about childcare. The whole 2 minutes that he never touched on childcare. He just touched on dissing Biden the whole time.
I was at work.
That's what he does.
They said, back to my previous question that you did not answer. What about childcare?
But that's what he does, though. That's all he does is diss.
But no. What got me was the golf.
Oh,
I didn't see it. So
our country is in shambles, dog.
Biden was like, I've said I'll play you in golf, and my handicap is a 6. And Trump was like, and then they started talking about who was gonna beat who in golf. That's where we are as a country, bro.
Brock even came out and said something. He said, people had bad debate nights. I said,
no.
I said, oh, that's horrible.
No.
I said, that's horrible.
No, trash.
Horrible. And then,
you know what was not trash
part?
though? You know what was not trash though?
What?
And this is gonna be a segment where we're just gonna let Trigger go off because I know he was very passionate about it and I loved it. That Wyatt 6 debut.
Oh yeah, it was definitely not trash. Let's talk about it. Let's get it.
I knew it was gonna set him up. Look, I just had to toss the oops.
Let's get into it real quick. Let's get into it real quick. So, people were just getting so aggravated with how the intense stretch outs, the QR codes. Y'all are so fickle. Y'all got to get over it. Listen, at the end of the day, it's called building. Y'all done pissed Uncle Howdy off. He said y'all suckers couldn't wait. Y'all just couldn't give him a little time to cook, to build it up. And then next thing you know, on that night after, where we came from? France? Clash?
No, or
Scotland.
It was Clash.
Scotland.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember where Clash was. I don't know why I couldn't put it together. I had a Joe Biden moment.
Good.
We came back from Clash, and as the end of the show has come to an end, we get the debut of the Wyatt 6, and they're sick. All I know is massacres backstage. We get the door, we get to open up, we get the light through the door. The next thing you know, pause.
How did you feel about Chad Gable getting murdered and then popping?
Oh, that's what I was getting ready to go to.
I'm about to bring that up, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was getting back to the back.
Go ahead, because it's like he got shot in the head, bro. I just didn't appreciate it.
Look, it started off with Miss Nikki Cross. I don't know what her name, Sister Abigail, coming out.
Sister Abigail,
yeah, Sister Abigail came.
Abigail?
Yeah.
Look,
she look at Houston.
I mean, y'all remember the pandemic?
And then you got Eric Rowan coming through. He done smack. I thought it was Carmelo Hayes on the ground. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I saw.
I did too.
I said, hold up, wait a minute. Then they was speculating that it was Carmelo and Gunther. I said, well, why would they?
Yeah,
said,
back
to the back.
We know it ain't Gunther.
You know, then we got Mr. Buzzard in the back. You know, he got fireworks popping from the ceiling.
Buzzard.
Mr. Buzzard, Mr. Buzzard. Then murk some people. Now Chad looked like he had a headshot, but somebody else was leaning on the wall and they brains was blown out like bad. I said, who is that?
It was a lot, bro.
And then as we go through the curtain, we get Mr. Porky the Pig. What's his name?
Huskus the Pig.
Huskus, Mr. Huskus.
That is none other than shout out to my dog Joe Gacy. Shout out.
Mr. Upside Down himself.
Yeah.
I love
Joe. I love Joe Gacy. That's my guy. He's Huskus.
Mr. Huskus, and then we don't roll past.
More than I loved anything else he's done.
Screw you. But
I know I
liked his role.
I love Schism. I thought Schism was cool. And I love his theme song. I hate that I'm never gonna hear his theme song again.
Yeah, enjoy while you got in 2K.
It was cool when he first came out.
He got a banger in 2K.
Yeah. Like, he got a banger thing on 2K. Then we get Chad Gable, brains blown out. Like Kendrick Lamar said. Through. It went through the brain to the other side. And some way, somehow, he showed up on television the next week, able to compete after a gunshot wound to the head.
Not even death can stop that man.
I mean, with the security guards.
Yeah, I was like, bro, Chad, you all right, buddy?
Like they had already dropped everybody backstage. You thought they
y'all coming near me again?
Look, this must be with Dragon Ball Z. They get that man a sensu bean, and he was back to life.
He came back. It was a sensu. Like he came back.
They didn't need the Dragon Ball.
They didn't. He came back healthy.
He said,
I was like, well, where's at least the Band-Aid on the head? Something.
No.
Yeah, he had a Band-Aid, big old Band-Aid.
Nothing.
And then they said Uncle Howdy with the that hand be killing me, dog.
Yeah.
The pimp hand. Oh, well, come on, baby. Let's walk to the front. And then we get the introduction of the Wyatt Six.
I love Nikki being utilized. I love it because we had the long-term booking from when she was staring in the trance at the Battle Royal.
Yep.
I love that.
And then the belt miss when she missed the trash can.
Yeah. She was walking around looking crazy.
I love Dexter Lumis being involved because
we haven't seen Dexter since the Miz.
Yeah. We ain't seen Dexter since Miz time, and Miz has gone and done a lot of work since then. I love Miz that he was involved. I love Joe Gacy. I don't really care about Eric Rowan coming back. I didn't care about him the first time. I don't care about him this time, but
it's nostalgia.
Yeah. I love, like I said, more than anything, I just love the fact that Nikki Cross is going to be utilized because without this, I feel like she would have gotten future endeavored. Like if they weren't have done this, she was probably done after this because the Nikki ASS was ASS.
Am I the only one who liked that?
It was.
You were.
I was so happy behind that when she won the belt.
I bet you honest with you. Looking at all that ASS.
I was happy for her because she came up with it.
Right,
but the character was
trash, horrible. And then when she turned on Rhea, I ain't never go. When she turned on Rhea and she still was a superhero, I said, yeah, this guy.
And then they turned her joint black and she was supposed to be like the anti-hero. I'm like, y'all doing stop. Just let this ride, bro.
I feel good for Bo because now we get to see Bo creatively just do his thing, and
which we've seen Bo creative before, and he did good. Like the Bo Leave thing was dope.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like in just this.
It's in his bag though. Like
like that interview.
Like, how do you feel? How do you feel since your brother died?
Man,
like the emphasis on the died. I was like, oh my god, this is where we go. Look, I sat up in the bed. I said, no, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Okay, I have a question though. How long do you think they're gonna rely on that?
That'll be a year.
Yeah.
Like I ain't gonna hold you, bro. It's got.
It's got to be. To be honest,
as soon as you asked about Bray dying, I was just like, oh.
But it has to be because that's the most asked question because that's what they talk about on social media.
Question. And they keep talking about who the sixth member is, and apparently the memory of Bray is supposed to be the sixth member. So that's gonna be a thing.
What?
Huh?
It's only 5 of them. You said
there's only 5 of them right
lantern. So that's Bray's spirit within
the lantern is Bray's spirit. So they're gonna rely on that forever. Somebody actually asked a really good question, and I'm gonna ask y'all. It's a two-part question. Number one, how do you book them? And number two, is Uncle Howdy world champion material?
No.
I would say he's world champion material.
Okay.
Well, not with what we have right now. I think that has to play on depending on how strong they book him. If they book him as a menace, like let's see. They're on Raw. They got 3 hours. Now you have to worry about building the individual characters. How are you going to do their matches? Are they doing them in mask? Are they doing without mask? Is there a supernatural element that's going to be involved in the matches? Who do they go after in a sense? We already got Chad, so we know that's going to be a start from somewhere. And then does Chad end up obsessing over Uncle Howdy to where he gets that one-on-one match? Like, don't give me your puppets and your toys, give me you. In a sense, is there a stipulation match? And then going from there, I guess it's just like who would be best for that?
Creed save him?
Yes.
Okay. We already saw that Easter egg on Monday.
Yeah. They've been laying that one for a while now. Like, it's about that time.
But I'm the only one that sees the Wyatt Six having all the belts.
Okay. I mean, I can see
that.
Yeah.
I can see it.
How they get them, I don't know yet. I haven't thought about that.
Because you have to book them as the impervious to pain, no sell, like Kane, his first 2 or 3 months on the roster.
Yeah.
Like, can't take no punt. You have to book them that way, especially after you fumbled booking The Fiend in that Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
You cannot make that mistake ever again. That's why that's the issue of something like the Wyatt Six in today's wrestling. In-ring matters so much to people that they're going to be overly critical no matter what happens.
Because now you got to add supernatural to it, especially if you want to keep the mystique of them being a phenomenon. Like, they have to be Undertaker-esque.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be Kane-esque. They have to have that that feel of it has to be supernatural. So you're going to have to rely heavily in-ring, but also those moments of production. That production value is like, you don't want to make it overly unrealistic in-ring while you have the live, but also over TV, you know it's got to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
So
and everybody has to have some type of modicum of success. Nikki needs some type of success to justify still being on the roster.
Yeah.
Eric Rowan has to get something to justify being brought back. Joe Gacy and I keep wanting to say Dijak. Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis have to have some type of success to justify them still being on the roster after the numerous cuts.
Yes.
Like, that's the issue with what this is going to bring is you got to figure out a way to justify keeping all of them just for a story that you were building that we don't know where it's going to go.
And do you
like,
keep
it's not the Ministry of Darkness? I'm thinking like a Joe Gacy and Dexter tag. Maybe Howdy. That's why I asked about the world title, because it's just like
Howdy has to have the world champion.
He's got to have the world heavyweight championship, not the WWE championship.
And
then Rowan the
Intercontinental champion or something like that.
I was thinking you put Rowan as the IC champ, and you put Lumis and Husky
tag champs
as tag champs, or you can do Lumis, or you can do Lumis and you can do Dexter and Rowan as tag champs, and you can make Joe.
I see.
I'm with that one.
I'm with that one because he can go in the ring.
Yes.
Because one of them has to be able to go. Like, it's got to be. One of them has to be able to be the wrestler in the group.
And I guess too, with the storylines of where we're evil but we're good at the same time, we can play these mind games. Like, you have these, because like with you talk about I can't even say what I was about to say. That will get canceled.
I was not rubbing.
No, yes you were.
No, I was not.
It's just how you, and then you was gyrating. Gyrating like this.
But I was like, look at the BTB. Like, sheesh, you guys.
And then how he said it just now. Look at the BTB.
Look, because I ain't had a chance to say BTB in a minute, so I'm ready. For the end. I'm ready for the end of the episode, so I can
beat the back. Beat your back loose. Dr. Back loose.
Okay, but anyway, back to business for now.
But no, I think they'll that's the route it should go.
But
will it go there? Only time will tell.
No. also, and maybe I've missed something here or whatnot, but
I'm sorry. Hold on, your boy Will Smith.
I'm trying to record it.
Go ahead, Black. My bad.
Does Indy Hartwell come into play anywhere?
No.
So she announced on Twitter that her and Dexter are getting divorced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her and Dexter are divorced. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the. I was thinking that. I was thinking maybe they bring in another female, but no, they're divorced. Apparently, The Way is supposed to be making a return. It's gonna be Candice, Indy, and DIY, and that's gonna be The Way.
But how? But with how they're going,
don't even because I don't understand it. Huh?
Well, we know that DIY about to get these championships off of Austin.
Off of 8-time Down Under. I think they are. I think they're gonna go ahead and snatch it.
They got to, because now we got to get Austin versus Grayson.
Shout out to Finn and JD Funko Pop Head beating R-Truth and Miz for the tag titles. I've always felt like they were supposed to be the tag champs, and Damian beat up. Like, I prefer this better because they have the history. They have the same kind of style of work and body, and they look like a tag team. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Isla Dawn and Alba Fire for winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions at Clash at the Castle. Phenomenal moment for them. But when they won, you knew Drew was losing because there was only going to be one hometown team anything win. You knew Drew was losing then.
We all kind of had a thing in the back of our mind.
Back of your mind. Yeah, back of your mind. Like because all the Scots wasn't going to win. And then I was on the fence about Piper Niven. I thought she probably should have won, but we'll see from there.
The wifey.
Yeah, because Zaya ain't there no more. Heat Wave. We're gonna run down the cards real quick, and we're getting ready to get up out of here. We're gonna bring y'all a double dose of knowledge very soon, though. Probably try and get another rollout this week so we can get caught up, but also give y'all that content that y'all have been desperately craving. Thirsty for it, boy. I'm telling you. NXT Heat Wave in Scotiabank Arena, which is crazy because y'all are actually going to Toronto and doing an NXT pay-per-view, and it's actually they're gonna try and make it seem like a takeover again, which is weird. We got Kalani Jordan versus Sol Rucker for the NXT Women's North American Championship. That should be, if not match of the night, match of the weekend. Those two can go. I'm very interested in seeing what they do. Oba Femi. Oba Femi and Wes Lee. Last chance match. If Oba wins, Wes Lee can never challenge for the NXT North American Championship as long as Oba Femi is champion.
Yep.
Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice, they have been slowly pushing Lola as a serious threat and competitor.
Lola might got this one.
I need Lola to get that so I can see that.
I don't know if they're going to give it to her because we still got Julia coming in. I think they're trying to build Roxanne up to let Julia beat her. But I mean, I could see either one. I could see Lola because they've been building Lola up. I was very surprised she beat Shayna in the Underground match. I was like, okay, well, hey. Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus
Chase U.
Please let Chase U win this.
Versus Chase U.
They win this match, I'm buying a Chase U shirt. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I know, right?
They still need to run back that powder blue. I ain't forgot.
It's crazy though, because it's like Ridge Holland. They just kind of threw Ridge Holland with Chase U, and it's working.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's gonna be the heel turn we was waiting for Duke Hudson to have.
For Duke to do, yeah.
Which
is crazy, but it's crazy though, because remember Duke was a heel before Chase U, and we just did not care about his character, and Chase U gave him a character.
Exactly, because he had about 4-5 characters. I mean, I like
hard player. I didn't mind Poker Maverick, Duke Hudson, but
Poker Man was cool. But then he went to Chase U. I was just like, he gonna turn on these people. He never turned on.
No, I'm surprised this lasted as long as it has. Does Chase U translate to the main roster?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. Sadly.
No.
Okay.
They'll be future endeavor before we know it.
Hit row. And then the main event. Ethan Page versus the young OG Javon Evans versus Sean Spears versus Trick Williams, fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship. I loved the overhead shot of the belt being in the middle of the ring and all 4 of them being knocked out but reaching for the belt. It's that kind of production now that's made wrestling that much more aesthetically pleasing because it's just like they're finding ways. Like production actually deserves a bigger hand
in money wise.
Yeah, money wise, but also just appreciation since the Vince turnover because they've actually been what's skyrocketed the most since Vince left.
20 camera angles, no more in a 30-second time span. What? Look, that's all we were getting.
That's all we was getting, and a bunch of fan cuts. Like,
yeah.
Well, we appreciate our fan cut on SummerSlam though.
Oh yeah, no, we appreciate ours. Salute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm not. This is the first. So I went to Raw during.
I saw you.
King of the Ring. You saw me.
Yeah.
But not as much as you usually like would see me on like an actual.
I had to like really go in like damn.
You had to go look like usually I'm on a fan cut like, but they don't do it like that no more, which is cool. That just means I need to get 1 or 2 more rows down seating now. Yeah, it is what it is. You know?
In the ramp, you'll be on ramp all night.
All night, Jesus, you be on the ramp all night. Young OG is definitely being pushed as a future superstar, not just in NXT, but in WWE. I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do. I'm okay with Ethan Page winning this belt if they take it off a trick. Like, I don't think they will. I'm just saying if they do. I'm disappointed that Shawn Spears wasn't a part of the Wyatt 6 either because, like, his return and his Titantron and everything, I thought the pain.
Oh, Wyatt, yeah.
I thought he was a part of it, and he's not. So it's like, well, why didn't y'all just make him the perfect 10 again? He'd have been just fine coming out to WrestleFlow Perfection with a chair and been fine. Like you didn't have to, but whatever. I'm very interested in that card, but we already know what the main event and the headliner of the month is. And I don't mean no disrespect to anything that anybody else is doing next month, but Money in the Bank this year is another one of those Money in the Bank pay-per-views. I do not like the match being a pay-per-view. But I love the fact that we don't know who's winning. We can speculate.
Yeah.
We can say who we think. But I love when this match comes around and there is not a for sure winner.
Because we thought LA Knight was going to get it. And then Damian.
100%.
Because now LA Knight back in there. We know he ain't getting it.
So we have Damian Priest versus the returning Seth freaking Rollins in another last chance championship match. I didn't care about his return. I wish he was gone enough. I wish he would have came back.
Gone longer.
I would have preferred SummerSlam. Be gone. Get some rest. Make me miss you because now I don't miss you all over again. If Priest wins, Rollins can no longer challenge for the title as long as Priest is champion. If Rollins wins, Priest has to leave the Judgment Day. Very interesting.
Weird stipulation. Like, what's that going to do for Damian Priest?
Well, I think storyline. Forced to turn storyline. It would put it in a good position, but I don't think it needs that push because it's already happening.
Yeah,
it's already unfolded.
It's already
yeah.
It's just weird.
This is the match. This is the match I'm most interested for the entire weekend, though. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Woo! We know the Intercontinental Championship once upon a time was the litmus test for, are you ready to be our next guy?
Say that shit.
If he beats Sammy,
we need a fatal 4-way. Bump that. Hey, look. Go.
Who else you want in it?
So if they kind of like how it's setting up right now, if Sammy, I think it'll probably end by DQ or there's gonna be some type of interference. They push it to SummerSlam. No.
Who?
So you got Sammy, Braun, Sheamus, and Ludwig to give Ludwig his singles.
Okay, and it's weird because like it seemed like they pushed him as a solo kind of thing, and I'm just like, why? Like I know he's still, but it's just like why? And I still don't like that they broke Giovanni away from them. Like unless the model comes, bro. If I get my
at this point, I don't know. At this point,
because I ain't seen him. We ain't seen him.
Where's Gunther?
He came back. Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he came back to. He been chilling. He came back to tell Damian and Seth he don't care who wins. At the end of the day,
he don't care who wins. He's
telling
back.
you, I've been saying this for a long time.
Berlin.
Yeah, he's not winning at SummerSlam. I guarantee it.
You know what's crazy though? I could see him winning in SummerSlam and him having
dominant retain in Berlin.
like, but against like a John. Well, he's not Cena no more. That's the issue. But that's also where we are now. Our guys are no longer our guys except Randy. Randy's the last outlaw from that era. Yeah. But if there was gonna be like a Gunther thing, if he wasn't gonna win, now I do agree though, Black. I think Bash in Berlin's where he needs to win it. But if they were doing it before that, I could have seen that happen and then him get you know what actually they could do?
What?
Gunther and Brock.
Anybody trying to see Brock Lesnar?
No, you ain't. Shoot, I am. I still need to see that match.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I want to see it. I want to see him chop Brock and see how Brock responds.
Brock gonna eat his ass off.
But see, that's the thing. Brock you can tell Brock would respect a Gunther, so it'd be a good sell job.
Yeah, it'd be a good sell job, but I already know, like, you pissed the beast off. Like, I pray by that time, hopefully by SummerSlam, by Mania, all this Brock stuff goes away. Because if we get Brock Gunther at Mania, like how we potentially supposed to get that this year,
I'm fine with that too. The 6-man I don't like because I don't like the combinations right now. So it's Cody, Randy, and Kevin Owens versus Solo, Tama, and Tonga Loa or Jacob Fatu. They haven't decided who's in the match.
I thought that Jacob weren't gonna be able to do it since his criminal record.
So they're saying apparently that they might have found a workaround. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so now
because Tonga but that's why Tonga Loa
took that swan time.
Yeah, that might be. But that's why he debuted when he debuted, because they wanted to do it somewhere else, but he couldn't go. It was something like that.
Right.
But you could have just get another person and make it an 8-man. That's why Sammy shouldn't be in the Continental Champion, because he could have been involved in this for right now.
Right.
Jacob and them taking out. We'll talk about it next episode. We'll talk about it because that hurt me a little bit.
Paul,
yeah. And then both Money in the Bank matches. Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and one more spot left.
For both men and women.
And then the women's EO, Chelsea Green. Lyra, I don't care. I'm about to go to sleep on her again.
Really?
Versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. Listen, bro. It's not that she's bad. I just don't care. Like, you know how you have those people where you're like, okay, but you just don't do it for me. Like all of you fans of Wheeler Yuta. She's not that bad.
Now I haven't seen Wheeler Yuta in a minute.
Yeah, he's back now. Yeah, he's back now. He just nobody cares.
Looking like the sheriff of Rotherham from Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh Jesus!
Shut up.
He do.
He really do. It's the beard.
I didn't see that. Thank you for that image. Now I'm not gonna get rid of it.
You can't unsee it.
And I'm thankful that Naomi made Money in the Bank too. I don't know who's gonna win it though.
Well, Naomi's not.
Yeah, Naomi's not. She's gonna be the one knocked off the ladder, so Tiffany can.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
has she won Money in the Bank yet? No.
Naomi?
Has she won anything yet?
Women's
women's championships.
Man, I'm talking about after she done came back, man.
Oh no. I mean, I doubt she's going to win anything. More like she should probably wear a tag title if anything.
There's really only 2 people in this match currently that should win Money in the Bank, and that's Chelsea Green or Tiffany Stratton.
So I think this is what's going to happen.
It's a heel thing.
Chelsea and Tiffany gonna be at top of the ladder. They getting their little debate.
Now you gonna push it over.
Yep. So Tiffany can win.
Dang. Well, you know what? I'm fine with it because then now they have Queen of the Ring and the briefcase together. I'm fine with that.
Nia Jax's in the match.
Nia definitely is beating Bayley.
No, Nia's not in the match. Nia's with Tiffany Stratton right now, though. They're a team. Yeah.
But Nia is definitely picking off Bayley at SummerSlam. Yeah, gotta happen.
Oh yeah, it's gotta happen.
The Bayley run has been very
mid. This 5-match card I feel like is missing something. I don't know what, but 5 matches. But now, don't get me wrong. There's 2 stipulation matches and then there's 6-man. But they could have put one more match on there.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ilya run on a card match.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ilya in Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah.
But we could have got that, but Chad ended up wrestling. Unless
they'll probably
they
end
put
up
him
doing
in
a
the
last chance. They'll probably do what they normally do. They do the last chance triple threat match, and the losers will face off, and then whoever wins goes. Which is where I think Finn is gonna make it. I think that's where Finn gets in, and then. But then again, no, because they just won the tag title, so.
No.
I mean, but Damian was tag champ and money
tomorrow for the last spot.
Are they?
Yeah, it's Drew and 2 other people.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Oh, well, hopefully Punk screws Drew out of this. I need it.
No, Punk didn't get called home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, seriously. You know what? And a final thought from me.
Say goodbye.
Imagine how much better the Drew I Quit promo would have been if we didn't know he re-signed.
Yeah.
Would have been like, oh, damn, he might be gone. Like, but
we already knew what was. Yeah.
We live in the age of we gotta report everything.
Woo!
Well, on my side, that's all I got for this episode. Trigger Trey, the husband,
Mr. Knight.
Let Mr. Knight. Let them know where they can find you at.
You can't find me nowhere, motherfucker. I'm married.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I ain't mad at it.
Don't follow me because my wife crazy as fuck.
Talk yo, bro. I ain't mad.
Listen outside the door like this.
Blackout Jones. Let them know where to follow you, bro.
Well, if you can read, below. I mean, it'll pretty much tell you, where you can follow me.
He said, I feel like talking today.
Talking about it.
He said, my wife crazy too. Don't worry about it.
She is. Hey, this guy right here.
I don't have no wife. You can find me on the Instagram at manofsteel_BTB. You can find me on the Twitter.
You did it too fast.
Huh?
You know that's our thing. You did it too fast.
What?
You got to run it back. You got to hit. I hit the BT.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, don't even worry about it. You killed them all.
F the BTB because it's only
I mean,
BTB.
he just, bruh, like y'all seen this? Dudes get a little bit, they get a little bit of money. They start traveling out of state, going to places and getting,
I was happy they just made the likes on Twitter private.
Oh yeah, you was ready. Look, you was ready to go tell them where to find you on Twitter now because they can't see your likes.
because they don't got likes no more, baby.
Wherever you want to.
He said, "Can't see the likes no more, baby." So you can't see me looking at
at what I'm looking at.
Please.
If they ever make them jokes public again, it's over. I'm deleting it.
Yeah, look, we know you be watching that code.
I'm single. I don't have a wife. None of that.
None of that.
Look, I'm just waiting on the world premiere of The Wedding.
Oh,
yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
The world premiere.
The world premiere.
The footage coming
soon. We had got a sneak peek of the little video, the 6-second video.
Yeah.
I saw they was at the table. He was at the table editing some of y'all joints as we were eating. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, I hope he got the.
Yeah.
Because we did the second intro.
Nice.
Look, Blackout over there laughing because he said, man, look old big old kid.
And then y'all already know Carlito_Cannon on X, TikTok, IG. Yeah. If you find me, you find me. If you don't, you don't. I don't care because I'm about to be married and my wife is crazy. She likes fire. That's all I'm gonna say. So don't be stupid. And she won't be cruel like Bobby Brown.
Because I would
Don't
never
be
Cool like the cocaine, baby.
Bro, when Kane called him Bobby and Whitney on Power the other night, I hollered, dog. But other than that, man, about to get off of here, go snuggle up, try and get caught up on House of the Dragon.
I'm gonna watch.
That's what's up. Yeah.
I'm not watching.
Yeah. I'm about to continue to watch this Dora Forbidden.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. You know what to send me.
Oh, shout out real quick since you said the Door of the Broken. Shout out to the Hardys returning to TNA as well. We'll talk about that next episode as well. That was a dope moment in the ring.
Okay.
Hey man,
Probably taking forever to get to the ring again.
when don't he? I'm sorry, but I went back and watched when he was dancing when Matt was getting beat up.
Yeah.
I don't know which was worse, his or when Bianca was getting beat up and Rhea did her whole entrance. I was like,
the whole song, and I was like, get your ass to the
the whole song and the whole, and then she still didn't run.
That's when I started hating on Rhea Ripley. That's when I started.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie, I was tight when she did it. I was like, so we just
run to the ring like this. She getting killed in the middle of the ring.
But all right, y'all. Well, man, it's been fun. It's been real. We got to do this again. And we will very soon. Next episode, we're gonna be recovered.
Yeah. Whatever happened.
You the spokesperson.
We're gonna be recapping Ashe 4, as well as this week coming up in Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Collision, Forbidden Door, all that good stuff. And we'll be back at y'all very soon. Same BTB time, same BTB channel.
Hello.
We out.
Peace.